if you can see my screen, can I see a raise of hand? If you can see my screen, can you just raise your hand? All right, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. So today we'll be talking about fundamentals of Bitcoin trading, blockchain, and Binance as an exchange. Is very important. Fundamentals of Bitcoin trading, blockchain, and Binance. That is, we'll talk about the blockchain, talk about Bitcoin, and then we'll go to Binance and wrap up things. Okay. Now, I remember my humble self paradise, and then I have traded forex for some couple of years, stock trading, and then a cryptopreneur. So before the end of this class, or by the end of this class, you'll be able to know what blockchain actually is, the several use cases, what Bitcoin is, cryptocurrency, and how to buy and sell cryptocurrency as well, especially in our local currency using the naira. So the first thing we're looking at today is what is money. What is money? Now, money is a tool to exchange value, or you can also say any objects that could be used as money, or it is also a shared value. Now, any object could be used as money. For example, in the olden days, people were using cowries, people were using gold, silver, precious metals to exchange for something. So you can call that money. So any tool of exchange is called money, and then any object can be used as money. Money, therefore, is a shared value. So you and I can decide to use something as money and it will work for us because it's a shared value. Okay, so that is money. Now, what is fiat? Now, in the space, in the cryptocurrency space, and also in the financial sector, you hear of fiat money. What does it actually mean? Now, fiat money are those paper money issued by government. So our naira, either 20 naira notes, 50 naira note, or 1,000 naira is a fiat money. $1,000, $2,000, $1, $2, $50, $100 is a fiat money because it's a paper money issued by government. It's a paper money issued by government. So we need to, understand that. Now, money is a legal tender that replaces gold and other commodities. Also, fiat money is portable, easy to use. It's not scarce, and so therefore, since it's not scarce, it is prone to inflation, and then it has no intrinsic value. Now, let me explain. Now, if you look at the legal tender that replaces gold, which is our fiat money, for example, if you use $100 note, you will discover that $100 does not actually have an intrinsic value. When you compare it to gold, gold have an intrinsic value and other precious metals or commodities. For example, gold can be used in making jewelries. Gold can also be used in dentistry. Gold can be used in several means in construction. So gold have an intrinsic value, but the paper money we are using these days does not have any intrinsic value in it. So it's very important. So it is also not scarce. That means you can see it anywhere. And so therefore, it is very, very prone to inflation. That means it loses its purchasing power. That's what we mean by inflation. The rise of the price of commodity that result as that come as a result of money. Let's say $100 losing its purchasing power. That means, for example, if you buy something of $100 that was last year, that's enough increase to $150. Or you buy something of 200 naira, by next year it have increased to 1,000. And then the value of the money have is nowhere to be found. That's what we mean by inflation. And fiats have no intrinsic value. So these are the characteristics that define what we call fiat money. Take note of that, it's very important. Now, what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a digital form of money
That means you cannot hold it, you can't feel it. Protected by cryptography. Protected by cryptography. Now, what is cryptography? Cryptography is, the science of protecting information by transmitting secured format information. Okay, so we can also say that it is a way of storing data in a particular format so that only people that are intended to access those data can read it and process it. That is using the method of encryption and decryption. So if you don't have the key, you cannot actually decrypt it to read it in that format. So cryptocurrency is protected by cryptographic technique. It can not be duplicated or destroyed. Let's say, for example, in the fiat money, you see, you have a whole lot of counterfeit money all over the world. Okay, we have a lot of counterfeit money. Someone can just stay and produce naira on his own or produce dollar on his own and can also be destroyed. You can burn it, like you can set fire on fiat money and it will burn. Now, cryptocurrency cannot be duplicated. We have 21 million Bitcoin that is to be created, and you can add it and you can subtract from it. That is the maximum number of Bitcoin that can be mined in the whole world. So it means you cannot duplicate it. Number two, you can't destroy. That means you can't take a Bitcoin and break it to pieces or burn it with fire. It's not possible. The next characteristic of cryptocurrency is distributed. That is, it is a peer-to-peer system. I will explain that later in the section. Now, it is also borderless. That means you don't have to stress yourself to send money abroad. It's very simple. You can just stay here, get the person address, and send money across to the person abroad. Very, very simple and easy. So this is what cryptocurrency entails. So when we talk about cryptocurrency, we are looking at a digital form of money protected by cryptography, cannot be duplicated or destroyed, distributed within the P2P network, and it is borderless. This is the definition of cryptocurrency. Now, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first created digital currency. That's digital form of money. Now, it is protected by cryptography. That means it is transparent. It cannot be duplicated or destroyed. That means it will be scarce. It's distributed within the P2P network. That means it has an open source, and it is borderless. It means it is censorship resistant. Now, what does that mean? Now, if you look at Bitcoin critically, which is the first ever created digital assets, it is transparent. That is, everything within the network is transparent. Reason because it is protected by cryptographic technique. Reason because it is protected by cryptographic technique. You cannot change the process. You cannot corner the process to suit you. Now, Bitcoin is scarce. Reason why? Because Bitcoin have a maximum of 21 million Bitcoin that is supposed to be created according to its design. So you cannot destroy it because it is in digital format, and you can't destroy it. The second to the last one is open source. That means that it is designed for the public, so nobody can control it and everyone can partake in it. That means the government cannot take decision on Bitcoin how to be distributed. It does not have a central location in which they will take a decision, then before they will now release some amount of Bitcoin, then withdraw some again, they will release it. No, it is an open source system. That means everyone in the public can partake in it. Now, it is censorship free. That means it is suppression resistance. Nobody can suppress it or corner it to its own advantage. So that is Bitcoin. Now, who created Bitcoin? The person that created Bitcoin is Satoshi Nakamoto. Sometimes people refer it as a group of persons or a group of people that come together to create Bitcoin, and after that he or they disappear. So it is a pseudonymous, computer scientist. He created the blockchain technology that have a brilliant solution that solve the double spend, the double spend problem that we have in our, legal government system. And also, he launched Bitcoin in 2009 and then disappeared. Till date, nobody knows who actually, created Bitcoin. Either it's a person or a group of persons. But what we know is Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin and developed the blockchain technology. So that's very important. Take note of it as well. Now, what is blockchain? Blockchain is a distributed database. Blockchain is a distributed database. Now, we have, two types of blockchain. We have a public blockchain and a private blockchain. Now, public blockchain, just like the one in cryptocurrency, that anyone can partake in it, anyone have access to the database. That is how we come to know that it is a distributed database. That is distributed within the nodes. That is a computer on the network. Okay, so we have private blockchain, which is used in hospital, maybe in an enterprise, and only the people within the enterprise or the circumference of that organization can only get access to those kind of private, blockchain. So take note, we have two types of blockchain: public blockchain and private blockchain. In the case of Bitcoin, Bitcoin operates on a public blockchain. That is why everybody or anyone can get access to the network. So what is a blockchain? A blockchain have distributed database, a chain of linked blocks. What does that mean? Now, if you have one block, you have another block, you have the third block. When they are connected, it is called a chain of blocks. A chain of blocks connected together. It can be as many as possible, depending on the design. So blockchain is a distributed database. You can also call it a chain of linked blocks. Now, it has a special types of ledger system that contains money. That is, you can store money or use it in a financial sector. You can store documents in it, all sort of digital data, and it is tamper-proof system. That means the blockchain, you cannot tamper with it. You cannot tamper with it. Although we know that most things stored on the internet is not 100% safe, but when it comes to blockchain, it is almost 100% impossible to tamper with the blockchain system. It is almost impossible. Now, what is a blockchain? Every participant don't need to trust each other in a blockchain system, especially in this case, a public blockchain, because we are talking about Bitcoin. Everyone keeps track of balances and transactions. That means if we are 5 on the network and I perform a transaction, my transaction record will be sent across the 5 persons on the network. I hope you are getting me. Everyone keeps track of balances and transaction. They will keep track of my balance and they will keep track of my transaction records so that I cannot tamper with it tomorrow or next tomorrow or try to cheat the system. So what happens if anyone tries to cheat the system? If you can see, if you try to cheat the system, it will automatically reject it because every other person have the same, record. So when you try to change your own record, every other person will reject it because it's not part of what they have. That is how the blockchain works. So it has a nodes that confirm transaction, which those nodes can also be known as computers. That is why you see, in the Bitcoin space, you see mining. Mining is used to mine Bitcoin. And what is the process that involves in mining? It's just a confirmation of transaction, and this confirmation of transaction involve the solving of difficult or tedious mathematical puzzles. When you have answer to those puzzles, you are being rewarded Bitcoin. That is how Bitcoin is being created into the system until 21 million Bitcoin is created. it will not stop. And once that 21 million is created, you cannot create any other Bitcoin again. So once those transactions are confirmed, let's say for example we are 20 on the network. If I confirm a transaction, I will send the details of those transactions across the 20 participants. There are 20 nodes on the network, and they will have details of those transactions. So the blockchain is tamper-proof, and you can't cheat the system, as in this case. You can't cheat the system at all. Now, blockchain versus Bitcoin, or Bitcoin versus blockchain. Now, Bitcoin is a digital currency. It's a financial asset, tradable. That means you can trade it on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, and so many other platforms. That's trading platform. It's the first most popular cryptocurrency. I call it the father of all cryptocurrencies because it was the first ever created cryptocurrency, and it works on the computer software. It is an open source code. That means you can perform your own transaction on the Bitcoin nodes and distribute it. You can't, tamper with it. And lastly, it is public. Like I said earlier, Bitcoin blockchain, Bitcoin itself is public, and you can term that a public blockchain, and it is decentralized. Decentralized means that it does not have a central location where Bitcoin is being stored and then it's distributed. That also means that nobody controls it. Just like in Nigeria, we have Central Bank of Nigeria controlling the way money go into circulation and all that. Bitcoin is decentralized. There is no regulation on how it will be distributed and created. Everything have already been built into the algorithm, into the protocol. So it works as it is designed. Now, blockchain, a distributed database, record information, any kind of digital data, have several use cases, various ways to build it, and it is a digital ledger. So Bitcoin operates on the blockchain. Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency operates on the blockchain. That means without the blockchain, Bitcoin won't function. That's what it means. What's the difference between Bitcoin and fiat money? If you look at these two things critically, you will understand that the way the world is driving to right now, we have to have this understanding that it is better for us to take advantage of the cryptocurrency space and position ourselves very well, because very soon the fiat money is going to go on extinct. That is, it will go out of use. Just like before we're using gold, cowries, and precious metals, even trade by barter, all those things come to be, and after some time, people move on with another new technology. So fiat money will go extinct any moment soon because of the invention of Bitcoin and the blockchain technology, and the way the space is drastically erupting the financial space. So fiat money is centralized. It have central bank. For example, in the United States, we have the Fed, the Federal Reserve, that controls, the way the money is printed, have, interest rate policy. They give GDP result and all that, inflation rates, and all of those stuff. So it is centralized. They determine the way they print it. Bitcoin, decentralized. It has no central location that controls it. Controlled by government. It's a peer-to-peer network. That is, anybody within the network contributes to its success. Not scarce. You can see it anywhere. That means government can decide to produce like 20 million naira today or 20 billion naira today, and they will produce it. Bitcoin is scarce. We have only 21 million Bitcoin, like I said earlier, and you can't add it. You can't remove it. You can't just produce it like government print money. It is only produced in the process of mining, and the process of mining involves tedious solving of mathematical puzzles with high hash rate electricity. So it is very scarce. Fiat money, unlimited supply. They can print money anyhow, just like Trump is waiting for the Congress to approve some money for coronavirus relief for seniors and all that, and small businesses. They can print anyhow and supply it. It is controlled and is have limited supply. That is Bitcoin. Chargebacks. It has a lot of chargeback. You can send money and revert it. You can send money right now. Bitcoin transaction is irreversible. That means if I send you a Bitcoin today, I cannot reverse it again except you send me back. So when you perform any transaction on a blockchain or you perform any cryptocurrency transaction, once that transaction is sent, it is sent. You cannot reverse it. You can only track the address that receive, the coin. That means if you send a coin to someone and the person said he or she does not receive it, you can track the address and be sure that this person have already received it, and tell him or her that you are sure that he has received it. Now, it is inefficient. This is fast and cheap, very fast. When you send a coin to someone, the person will receive it very fast, and it has a less fee. Now, it's censorship resistance. Like I said earlier, nobody can suppress it. You can't corner it to favor you. That is the difference between Bitcoin and fiat money. Now, let's take a critical example at what happened when you do a bank transfer. So let's say Alice have $200 and you want to send it to Bob, and Bob is away. That is, Bob is abroad. Now, Alice have to send the money to the bank. The bank have to charge Alice $14 fee. Then it will not reach Bob. That means there's a deduction of $14 from the $200, which will give Bob only $186. So you can see the transaction fee is very, very high. $14 transaction fee for only transfer. And this is a cross-border transfer. Remember, we talk about Bitcoin, we say it's borderless. This is a cross-border transfer and it's costing this much. So we have that the transaction fee is about 7% of the whole process. That is the money, 7%, $14. And the processing time, if you consider the processing time, it will take you about 3 or more working days before Bob will actually get this money. Okay, so in 2018, the world remittance made about $689 billion only from transaction fee alone. Only from transaction fee alone. That is doing cross-border transaction. Only from transaction fee. So you see, how much these guys are making when they do cross-border transaction. Only charging you small fee from your transaction. Now let's look at a blockchain transfer. Now if you do a blockchain transfer, let's say Alice want to send $200 to Bob as well. Now if it passes through the blockchain, if you send the money through the blockchain, let's say for example you're sending Bitcoin, you'll be charged $1. Bob will get $199. That's $199. The fee here is about 0.5%. That's $1 of the initial money that was sent. And the processing time will take like 30-90 minutes. Cross-border transaction, and you've received your money directly without any middleman. You are not afraid whether they will send it or they will not send it. You are very sure it's going to get to the target. So on January 16, someone paid $0.49 in fee to move over $1 billion single transaction of Bitcoin. You see, very large amount, little fee. Very large amount, little fee. So you discover that the blockchain technology is a dynamic technology that we have to encourage and have passion for. Because this industry, the blockchain technology will disrupt so many industries, which it has already started with the financial space, going to real estate, and is going all over the world. So it is time for us to, take advantage of it and ensure we have, adequate knowledge of how it operates and different kinds of blockchain. Now, cryptocurrency wallets. Cryptocurrency wallet. Now, a tool that is used to interact with the blockchain network is divided into different main groups, and this tool is called the wallet. The tool that is used to interact with the cryptocurrency, the blockchain technology, is the cryptocurrency wallet. And we have the soft wallet, we have the web wallet, we have desktop, we have mobile, we have hardware wallet, and paper wallet. Now, software wallet, web and desktop and mobile are all online wallets, so we can call it hot wallets. I repeat again, software wallet, web, desktop, mobile are called hot wallets because they are connected directly to the internet. Now, hardware wallet, paper wallet are cool wallet, or what we call cool storage, because they are not connected at all to the internet. So the best way for you to save your cryptocurrency is having a hardware wallet or a paper wallet that will be off the internet. It means it is free of attack. Nobody can attack it. Reason being that it is off the internet space. Now, we have different kinds of online wallet, or you can call it hot wallet. We have Trust Wallet, which is owned by Binance. We have blockchain wallet. We also have Exodus Eden wallet. We have other kinds of wallet that you can use to store your coins online. So the most important thing you have to know that you have to know the kind of wallet you are using and the risk factor involved when using this kind of wallet. But it's advisable, if you're having a large amount of coin, it is advisable for you to store it offline. There's a get a hardware wallet. Now, one of example of a hardware wallet is Trezor. You can get the Trezor hardware and then save your Bitcoin in it. Very simple, and it is free of attack. That's the most important thing you have to note. Now, we have different uses of blockchain, so we will be looking at each of the use cases of blockchain. Now, the first is remittance, supply chain, and healthcare. Now, we also look at other use cases like charity, decentralized finance, which is DeFi, decentralized application, gaming, governance, identity management, and the Internet of Things, that is IoT. So let's look at it one after another. Now, we'll look at the difference between the previous one and when it is being used in line with the blockchain. So let's say we have remittance, worldwide transfer of money, that's the function. The largest flow of funds into developing countries, fast growing industry, that is plus 9.6% in 2018. Now, if you use blockchain remittance, now this is ordinary remittance without blockchain. Now, if you use the blockchain remittance, less intermediaries, low transaction fee, and faster transaction, like we saw in the other slide. If you look at it very well, when remittance, that is when you do a normal bank transfer, Alice was charged $14, but with the use of the blockchain remittance, the transaction fee is low and it has a faster transaction. That means you can perform your transaction with a space of minutes, as the case may be, depending on the blockchain you are using. Another one is supply chain. Now, normal supply chain, that is the traditional setting supply chain, you have a network of people and businesses created and distributing products and services. So therefore, it lacks efficiency and transparency. Someone can decide to corner the product, or someone can decide to delay because of what he wants to benefit out of that delay, or someone can decide to just fast track it without getting you notified. So there is a lot of error in the traditional supply chain. Now, if you look at the supply chain that is being built on blockchain, number one, it is tamper-proof database. That means you cannot tamper with it. Even when you try to do so, you can't tamper with it. Number one, it is customable. That is number three, secure and transparent. Less intermediaries, and means it's fast. Less fraud, reduce labor work, and reduce cost. All of these built in the blockchain supply chain. So it have a lot of advantage more than the traditional, supply chain. So if you want to distribute goods and services and you use the blockchain supply chain, you will easily, get what you want, or easily get to your final consumer when doing your supplies. Another use case is the health sector. So healthcare, now this is the traditional, healthcare system, and this is the one built on the blockchain technology. Number one, storage of data of medical patients, that is patients' records, and then you have data that can be easily erased or modified, centralized database, primed to target for hacks, lack of transparency, and medical insurance fraud. Now, if you look at it very well, have you been to a hospital where they start looking for your records, and you can spend a lot of time because it is from your record that they can actually attend to you. So it causes a whole lot of delay, and that means since it is being written down with pen or the writing materials, it can easily be erased or modified. It is centralized, and that means it is prone to attack. Someone can hack it, there can be a fire outbreak, and therefore it lacks transparency, and also that can also lead to medical insurance fraud in the system. Now, if you look at the blockchain healthcare system, number one, you see that it is customizable, accessibility, and transparent. Usually built as distributed private network. Like I said earlier, it's a private blockchain. So therefore, any staff and patients can have permission to the blockchain that they can access it. Now, it is fraud protection and increased security. You cannot just hack it because it's built on the blockchain technology. Now, that leads to data integrity, and you cannot interrupt it. You can't interrupt it. That means you cannot, erase a patient's data. You can also quickly access a patient's data. And the blockchain healthcare system, make everything easy and simple. Make life simple and easy when comparing it to the traditional, healthcare system. So you have to, take note of that as well. Now, there is another form of money, or another form of that is erupting out of the cryptocurrency space called DeFi. DeFi means decentralized finance. Decentralized finance. Now, there are types of DeFi, and we have the DEXs. This is decentralized exchange. We have lending and borrowing. Now, if you look at the Binance ecosystem very well, you know that they have where you can lend, where you can borrow, and where you can do a lot of stuff like launch pool, launch pad. There is a video I did. Check in the channel. You will see how you can participate in launch pool and launch pad and make massive gain from it. Just a simple process. So there is a lot of things erupting in the digital space. So it is worth learning and taking advantage of. So these are the types of DeFi. DEXs, which is decentralized exchanges. One of the common decentralized exchange is Uniswap. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange owned by the ERC20 protocol, that is Ethereum, which is being built by the Ethereum founders. And then you can as well lend and then borrow. Now, what are the benefits of DeFi? Financial inclusion. That means same rules apply to everyone. No one can set a special rule for him or herself. Everyone have the same rule. They used to say that the one that have the ball in his court can change the rule. Okay, that means if you go to the common exchange, that is a centralized exchange, just like Binance and Poloni X, GDAX, Coinbase, Bitfinex, and KuCoin, or all those exchanges, they are centralized exchange. That means they can decide to halt withdrawal, and you won't be able to withdraw. But in the decentralized exchange, nobody can halt withdrawal. You can withdraw your phone anywhere to anywhere, anytime you like. You can lend, borrow anytime on unlearn and take your return as well. Okay, now we have global access. Anybody from anywhere in the world can as well access the exchange. You can do anything. Now it's private and permissionless. You don't need to seek the permission of anyone if you want to launch a coin, if you want to list a coin on a decentralized exchange, just like Uniswap. Let's say, for example, you have a coin and you want to list the coin on Binance. You have to go and apply for your coin to be listed on Binance. You have to go and apply for your coin to be listed on KuCoin. You have to go and apply for your coin to be listed on crypto.com. You have to go and apply for your coin to be listed on Bitfinex, Bitrex, and GDAX, all of those exchanges. But when it comes to DeFi, decentralized exchange, to be specific, you don't need an application to list your coin. Now, it is non-custodial. That means you don't need KYC. Now, for those of you that just register on Binance through my link, you need to do your KYC. KYC means know your customer, where they will ask you for your, your ID cards and some other, personal details. You have to submit it. Now, in the case of decentralized exchange, DeFi, you don't need to do your KYC. Now, liquidity, they have a whole lot of liquidity because so many persons from all over the world are participating. So the liquidity is much. The liquidity is much. Now, in as much as we have benefit of DeFi, there are issues that we also have with DeFi. Number one, education. We don't have enough education, people educating people on how to use these platforms. That is DeFi. So there is education problem. Now, scalability issues with Ethereum high gas fee. Now, like I said earlier, the DeFi is built, for example, Uniswap is built on Ethereum protocol. And so therefore, as a result of high, gas fee in the Ethereum protocol, it makes, retail traders to have, issues with it. Okay, now user experience. Now, if you're a new user to most of these, decentralized exchange, you will make, a lot of mistakes because it is not, easy to use. Most of them are not friendly, but if you have a guide, you can actually, get over that as well. Now, no security industry standard. Now, DeFi, as the name implies, decentralized, there is no, specific security for the industry. There is no standard for the industry. Anyone can just do anything he likes. That means anyone can go to a decentralized exchange and list a coin. You can build a fake coin and list it. You can build a good coin and list it. So there is a lot of fraud in the system since there is no particular standard that everyone have to meet before their coin is being listed on, DeFi exchanges, just like Uniswap. So it is interruptible. That means you can actually interrupt the process. But with the recent way things are going right now, I think DeFi needs to have, some modifications so as to make it, suitable and, fraud free. Like a fraud checking mechanism have to be, put in place for it to work well. So I said one of the exchange you can use as a decentralized exchange is Uniswap. Another one is Moonswap. And we also have the recent one that Binance just launched in their ecosystem called Binance Swap. Most of this, all of these exchanges I've just mentioned, they are decentralized. They are decentralized. You know what that means. Now, Binance, like I said yesterday, Binance is the world leading blockchain and cryptocurrency infrastructure provider with a financial product that is, have large digital assets by, trading volume, and it is trusted by millions all over the world. Now, the goal of Binance is to increase the freedom of money for users, and the features are unmatched, portfolios for cryptocurrency products and offerings. So it's very important for you to know that Binance is the world's most largest exchange by trading volume, and it's trusted by millions. So if there is any exchange that you can trust, I have used Binance since 2016 till date. I have not had a single issue. Once you follow the process, you won't have one single issue. That's why I always recommend it. That means if you've not registered, ensure you check in the description below. If you're watching on YouTube, check in the description below. You see my link and register. You get 20% commission on every trade you place using that link. And also, you check in the description, you will see a link to my WhatsApp group where you receive free signal. Like I said earlier, after today's class, by next week, I'll be giving free signal so that you people can see how it is good to make money from the cryptocurrency space. Not only that, I also have a forex group which I give signal as well. Remember I said I trade forex, cryptocurrency, stocks, and all of that. So that is Binance for you. Now, like I said earlier, this is the vision of Binance to increase the freedom of money globally. Now, like I said yesterday, it takes Binance 165 days to become the world's most largest exchange. It takes them 42 days to become number 10, 92, number 5, 156, number 3, and 165. They become the world's most largest exchange. Until today, they've not dropped from that position, being the world's most largest exchange, and they have the highest security so far when it comes to cryptocurrency trading. So if you are trading with them, trade with relaxed mind and be rest assured that your fund is protected. Remember, trading itself is risky. Trading itself is risky. That means you have to take responsibility of every single trade that you place on their platform. That, what do I mean? Let's say, for example, you buy Bitcoin at $17,700. If Bitcoin drops, don't blame the exchange. It is your own decision. So you take responsibility of that. Now, the users, Binance global user, it has 180 plus countries and region. Then its team member are over 40 plus in different countries and region as well. And its interface have 15 plus languages. That's awesome. That means they have different languages in which the Binance platform can operate. That means if you're in France, you can also see the France interface. That's awesome. So it's good to trade on Binance. Now, this is what we call the Binance ecosystem. This is what we call the Binance ecosystem. Binance ecosystem, like I said earlier, Binance is not just an exchange. Binance is more far away than an exchange. It is itself an ecosystem that have a lot of stuff. Number one, we have the spot market. We have the spot market and margin. We have features and options. We have savings, staking, mining pools, loans, card, OTC, P2P, and fiat gateway. Now, we also have launch pool, the venues. We have the BNB. We have the DEX, that is decentralized exchange. We have the smart chain, the chain, and all the fiat that has been included into Binance. Now, we also have the Binance Cloud. Binance is now a broker. You know what that means? You can trade crypto and fiat money on the Binance Exchange. We have the access, the widget, and Binance Research Academy, Charity, X. Binance Lab is the most important one, where all the researches are being done. So Binance have a wallet called the Trust Wallet, which is mostly used by many. So I advise you go to Play Store, download your Trust Wallet from Play Store and start using it. Ensure you take note of your recovery phrase, that is the 12th word, and ensure you write it down on a piece of paper or a notebook and keep it in a safe place. Very important. Now, these are the countries that Binance support their fiat, and we have a whole lot of countries here where you can exchange directly into your local currency because it is being supported by the platform. Now, it's time for us to go to Q&A, but before we do that, I want to show you one or two things on the Binance platform. Now, yesterday we were here and I actually demonstrated a whole lot of stuff here when we were talking about the basis of cryptocurrency trading. So if you not watch that video, check the link or check the channel. You will see the video and you watch it very well. It's for your own advantage. Now, what we did not actually discuss is, analysis, like how to do, a critical analysis so that you know what price is going to do next. Like I said earlier, this chart shows a historical representation of what price have done before. So you can actually use what price have done before to tell what price will do next. That is what we call technical analysis. So if I bring up an indicator, let's say I bring up what we call the MACD, how can you use the MACD to enter in and out of a position? Now, if you look at it very well, the MACD have, three most important things. Number one, the zero line, which is this line here. The zero line, which is this line here. We have this line I call the histogram. The MACD, it shows if the market is going down, it forms to the downside from the zero line down. Now, if the market is going up, it forms from the up here up. That is, it forms from zero up. That is when the market is going up. That is when it is forming a bullish candle. You see the histogram will form on the upside. So from zero up is called the positive side of the MACD. While from zero down is called the negative side of the MACD. So from zero up is when the market is going up. So if you see the histogram forming here, it means the market is going up. That's the market is going to go up. Now, if you see the histogram form from zero down, that's the negative side, it means the market is coming down. Now, does that mean that if you just see the market forming down, that is, if you just see the histogram forming on the downside, you should just take a trade? No. You have to define your trend. You have to define which trend you are in. That's what they call market structure. So we have we have three types of market structure, which one is uptrend, downtrend, and sideways market. That's the first thing every trader must define, because it is after when you've defined this that you will know where the market will move to. You have to define your market structure very, very well. So now we have two lines here. The green line is the MACD line, while the blue line is the signal line. Now, you can use this as well to enter or trigger your trade. You can see when it dilates, when these two lines dilate from each other, that's when they expand from each other. You see the chart start moving to the upside. So it keeps dilating. You see the market move to the upside. That is a bullish move with all these bullish candles. If you look at it, it comes to this point. That means at this point the market has overbought and it have to retrace. Now remember, market does not move in a particular direction forever. Like in the case of Bitcoin, you see some person chatting me up, what's going on? Is it going to go up now? Is it going to come down? This and that. I already know that a parabolic move is followed by a sudden drop in price. That means when you see a sharp rise in price, don't expect price to remain in that way. It will definitely come down. That is what we call correction. You can also call retracement. You can also call pullback. So in this case, Bitcoin is pulling back, or is correcting, or is retracing. So any of those terms, you use them, you are absolutely correct. So let me go back. Now, if you look at this, the market move up. So at this point, you are expecting the market to retrace. If it cross over, when it cross over, it actually signal a sell signal, but you won't sell. Reason why? Because it is on our uptrend. You wait for it to retrace. After the retracement, then you enter on the next, move, which is a continuation, or what we call an impulse. So if you look at it here, market, the MACD actually comes down, and it was forming, the histogram was forming on the downside. That is the negative side of the MACD. But if you look at the chart very well, market was not actually going down in this area. Market was not actually going down. So you wait. Reason being that it is on an uptrend, and you take the trade somewhere here. If you miss out here, this is another area to place your trade. So it's very important. Now, how do you use the MACD? It's very simple. is very, very simple. Now, there's a strategy called what I term the Remit curve strategy using the MACD. I can't go ahead to explain that strategy. I just want to explain how you can use the MACD very well to your advantage. Now, the more the MACD dilate from each other, you know, the more is going to skyrocket. That's the more the price is going to skyrocket. Just like here, I saw this thing and I was very confident that it's going to go right down, because the way the MACD dilates, that's the way the MACD expands, indicate that it's going to fall very well. Now, if I should analyze this chart, this very particular chart, I would say that this point is a support level. It's a support level turns resistance. So I'm expecting a small drop. Now, if it goes down, that means if it forms this way and it does not meet this high, that is what we call a failed move, a failed swing. It means it failed. Now, if it goes like this, it means Bitcoin is going down. If it moves to this point, then what you should expect is a retest of this level. A retest of this level. Okay? A retest of this level, then the next move should come back down. Very simple. Now, if you have a fair swing, that's in this case is not a fair swing. It forms a lower low. But if you have a fair swing in this case, what you should expect, since it does not meet this very level, what you should expect is that you will see a move to the upside. And then you have sorry, let me remove this. So I was looking at sorry guys, let me log in again and then proceed. Okay, just a few minutes. Okay, if I move it down again, choose trading view. So what I was explaining here is that if you have this to the upside, the next retrace should be to this level. That means to this very level, to retest and touch this level before it move up. So if you see this, expect Bitcoin to move right up, and it should move above $20,000. So that's that. Now, the most important thing you have to note here is how to use your MACD, the simple principle behind it. Take note of the 0% mark, the positive side of MACD, negative side of MACD, the MACD signal line, the MACD line and the signal line. When it cross over each other is the best time to, buy in this case. Now, in this case, when it cross over each other is the best time to sell the market. That you can take a short here when you are doing your margin trading. If you look at this place also, this was the best time to place your buy. And then this was also another best point to place your buy. Remember, the histogram was already up. Remember, in this case also, the histogram is already up and it crossed over. Good buy signal. The histogram is already up. It has crossed over. Good buy signal. The histogram is down. That is forming on the negative side of MACD. Good sell signal. You can sell. That is at this very point. The same thing here. The histogram start forming here to the upside, and the MACD signal line and the moving average have crossed over. this is also the best time to buy the market. That's at this very point. So that's how you use the MACD. So we've come to the end of the class tonight, and if you have any question, you can quickly unmute yourself and ask your question.
All right, thank you. How do I know coin to maybe apart from coins that are on my Binance interface? If I have, I want to go to CoinGecko, how do I know actual coins that will do well? Coins that can, if I decide to trade on them, I can actually make 10 to 15% profit. How do I know them? Thank you.
Okay. There are processes in which you will know that. Now, if you are just getting into the space, you can't just know everything at once. There are a whole lot of information you have to gather to know a coin that will do well and a coin that will not do well. Now, I have prepared a course for people that want to take a step further in this space that will be launched on Friday or Saturday next week. So if you get that course, I can guarantee you will know a coin that will do well on any exchange. CoinGecko, KuCoin, Hobby, Poloniex, GDAX, Binance, and all of that. But for now, you can simply check on Binance Exchange. You go to market. That's the simplest way for beginner, and you look at the percentage it has done. Now, those coins that have done like 6%, you look at, are they low? That is, are they at the lower part, the bottom? Those are coins you can buy, because you have to buy the dip so that when it rises, you can actually sell it back for profit. So that is a simple way you can actually know. There are other advanced technical way which I can't share here because it takes time. All right, and the next question. Next person should ask his or her question. Hello, any other question? Hello, any other question? Is there any question? Okay, ask.
Okay. I would like you to go back to this technical analysis. They might give the signal line and where not to buy. I still don't get it.
See, if you look at the MACD very well, if you look at it here, I don't know where I can zoom this in out for you guys to see. It's made out of the histogram. If you look at this, see the histogram forming. Now, the more momentum that these have to the upside, the higher the histogram will be forming. And once that momentum dies down here, you see the histogram start reducing. That means there is no more buying pressure. Yeah, there's no more buying pressure. Now, where you will enter is after the cross of the signal line and the MACD line. This is the blue line and the red line. Cross each other, and the histogram must form to the upside. That is the positive side of the MACD. That is from this point up. So you have to enter this trade either after the formation of this candle or on the formation of this candle. That's where you buy. The same thing happens here. You see another pattern like this here. You see another pattern like this here. When the histogram start forming here to the upside, the MACD signal line and the signal line and the MACD line cross over each other, you see the market goes up. We have a lot of such example all over this chart. See another one here as well. See another one that's here. Now, one thing you have to note about the MACD is there are points where we call the zero or no momentum line. That's where you see the histogram was forming little. It means there is no momentum. And if you look at the chart, you discover that there is the candlestick formation here is very, very small. It means that you should expect a high momentum. That is a breakout of this level, because market was gathering momentum all over this place. And so therefore expect a breakout. And if you see, when the breakout does happen, the market skyrockets upward. So if you can target a particular strategy in this space and follow it strictly, you must be profitable. So if you look at it, if you look at the MACD cross over each other at the formation of this very bullish candle, and if you see the histogram was already forming on the positive side of the MACD, and then it goes up. Remember I said the more it dilates, the more the signal line and the MACD line, that is the blue line and the red line, expand from each other, the more it will move. That the more it will skyrocket to the upside. I believe I've answered your question.
Thank you. Could this description be described as... Hello, do you hear me?
Hello, what do you say?
I said, could this description and this description be defined as divergence and convergence?
No, that's not divergence and convergence. Divergence and convergence can only apply using the histogram. That's not divergence and convergence. This is just a simple, expansion from each other. It's not divergence and convergence. Let me check a divergence for you on the chart.
Okay.
When we're looking at divergence on the chart, we are looking at where the chart is going a different direction while the MACD is showing a different direction. If you can find that for you, I'll be very happy. You see whether I can see that here. Okay, if you look at this point, if I draw my line from here, that's this point, you see, it was going up, right?
Yes.
Okay, if you look at the MACD, from here to this point, it was going down, right?
Yes.
That's what we call divergence when we are looking at the MACD. When you're using MACD, you can use several other instruments for your divergence and divergence trading, like RSI and the stochastic, when you're doing divergence trading. But I'm not talking about divergence trading here. But since you asked the question, this is what we call divergence. You see, it was going up, it was coming down. So once you see something like this, market is going to skyrocket to one side, and you have to define the side using your price action. You have to define the side the market will move to using your price action. Very important.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I was asking that question based on that mark is moving average convergence and divergence. I was actually thinking that convergence and divergence is attached to that MACD.
Yes, it's attached. Now you see, not the line itself. You see the histogram. That's where you use when doing divergence and divergence trading with the MACD. When it comes to stochastic, it's a different thing altogether, but it's the same principle. You must see the chart go one way while the indicator is talking another thing. Once you see that, you know that that's a divergence, and you must actually note that divergence and divergence trading on higher time frame are the most strongest. If you go to 5-minute chart, you can see a lot of noise, false divergence. Hope you're getting me. Yeah, you can see a lot of false divergence. So I strongly advise that you use divergence on the higher time frame, like the H4 and the D1. They are very strong, although they are not easy to form. But you have to be patient. Patience is part of, trading. All right, another question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah.
As I'm asking based on yesterday's lecture.
Okay.
Like when we get using our Nigerian naira to get a coin.
Okay.
Say maybe we want to trade BTC to Ethereum.
Okay.
And we'll have our money as a fiat in Nigerian naira. How can we use the Nigerian naira to purchase, to trade? To transact between BTC and Ethereum as currency pairs.
Okay.
That's just my question.
Okay. Now, let's say, for example, you have Nigerian naira being deposited. I deposited naira yesterday. I've sold it to USDT. But let's say you have Nigerian naira. Now, what you do, you first of all convert your Nigerian naira to BTC and then use BTC to trade Ethereum, or you convert your Nigerian naira to Ethereum. That is, you have to search for you to do that, you have to search for Ether NGN. You see it here, right? Ether NGN.
Yeah.
Once you click on the chart, it will bring up Ether NGN chart. You can then come here, either you use limit order or market order and use it to buy Ethereum. Then you can now go to BTC Ether. Sorry, let me use Ether BTC. Okay, you see Ether BTC here. Now you've already bought Ether. You can now use your Ethereum to buy BTC. So there is the simple thing is there is no conversion you can't do with this exchange. It is just to use simple manipulation with your technique, with your brain, and then you do any other conversion you want to do. You can buy any coin. Once you deposit a naira, you can buy any coin at all on this exchange. It's just converting one to another and one to another. That's why I said ensure you pass through the link in the description so that you get 20% off commission when using the exchange. Very, very important. I think I've answered your question, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. I have another question. The last question. The last question. Okay, now in the absence of any question, we'll end the class for today. And I want to appreciate you guys for finding time to be here to learn. It's very important that you don't just learn and stop. You learn and take action. So I want you guys to start taking action. Ask your question in the WhatsApp group. And if you're watching on YouTube, check the link in the description. You will see a link to the WhatsApp group. Join. Use the referral link to get 20% commission. And you can ask your question anytime in the group. And I will be very glad to answer you for free. Remember, my course will be launched on Friday next week. That is 5th of December 2020. You can get the course at a very cheap rate and you will be mentored from the beginning to the end so that you can be your own boss on your own. So thank you guys for finding time to be with us here. Thank you very much. So we come to the end of the entire training section. Now remember, next week I want to plan the training which will be on margin trading. But it's not actually for beginners. It's for those that are advanced in trading a little bit, that can trade on margin and do some futures trading. So thank you very much for being here. I will meet you maybe in subsequent training. So thank you so much. Thank you.